Ciao ragazzi, in today's video myself and Jake are going to react into this 3-1 win away to Cagliari. Before getting into the video, be sure to let us know down in the comments below what you made of the match, and don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on push notifications so you never miss a video.
Different coloured hoodie and same story. We've been a bit unlucky so far into going in 1-0 down at half time's a little bit harsh. You've got to give credit to Cagliari, they defended really well. The goalkeeper's been absolutely outstanding, making 3 or 4 really strong saves, and the goal from Riccardo Sotti, there's not much Handanovic or anybody could do anything about. The only real moment of true quality in the first half so far. It's really hard to be critical towards Inter in any way. I think they've played pretty well. There's a lot more fluidity, a lot more balance in the team without Gagliardini and Eriksson in there. Considering it's his first start for a long time, Eriksson looks quite good. Not massively sharp, but he's that link between midfield and attack that Inter really miss out on. And with him in there, it just makes a massive difference for me. It's the strongest midfield three at the club that are playing today. The best back three, strongest goalkeeper, which is not hard really, given the backup he's got. And Sanchez is playing well at the minute, so he'll play the most in-form strike partnership as well. I think there's not a lot you can say in terms of criticism. I think they've been pretty good first off. Perisic's chance just after Cagliari's goals one that he'll definitely rue. Goalkeeper who's been in an absolutely inspired form, and he's perhaps put himself in the shop window where Inter are concerned, because he's probably, for me, one of the players that they should be considering as a replacement for Handanovic in the next 18 months or so.
I don't know what surprised me more about this game. The fact Christian Eriksen started, or the fact Antonio Conte managed to use 3 of his 5 substitutes by the 60th minute. Now, many are often critical of Conte's decisions to make substitutions late on, but he couldn't be criticised today. For once, he's actually realised that if you want substitutes to make a difference, you can't just be bringing them on for 5 or 10 minutes at the end of the games. And ultimately, these substitutes would help us win. It changed things in our favour. We knew what we had to do in this second half. We went into the second half trailing by a goal, and very unfortunately, we'd had so many chances in that first half, and I mean, we didn't really do much in the second half up until Nicolo Barella's fantastic volley. It was always going to take something special to get past an inspired Alessio Cragno in the Cagliari net, and then after that, it was all us. We completely dominated. We were ruthless, and we really showed what we're all about, with us getting like what proved to be the winner through Danilo D'Ambrosio, and then Lukaku rounded off the scoring at the very final kind of minutes. And yeah, I mean, I think given the elimination from the Champions League in midweek, we needed a reaction, and this result is certainly the reaction I think we wanted, even if it maybe wasn't as fantastic as anyone would have hoped, although the scoreline would suggest otherwise. We now face a tricky match on Wednesday against Napoli, and thankfully this result will give us a bit of confidence heading into that one against a side who are quite hot on our tails. So yeah, it's going to be a really good one on Wednesday, and I'm glad that we managed to kind of bounce back after the disappointment brought from that elimination from the Champions League and kind of European football in general. The top for me has to kind of be that last 15 minutes. I'd already mentioned it in the kind of second half review, but that is what you want to see from Inter. We were, as I said, ruthless. We were clinical with our chances, and Alessio Cragno, despite all he done well during the game, he couldn't stop us, and in the end he done all he possibly could, but it just wasn't enough to stop us from scoring 3 goals. And yeah, I think if we could perform kind of like that and at that level more often, that'd be fantastic. But at the same time, I don't know if it was just a case of our quality finally showing, and Cagliari, who, with all due respect to them, defended well. I think they'd maybe just kind of come to the end of their good performance. They were really pushing and really kind of struggling near that end, and yeah, they just couldn't deal with us. And I think that kind of showed just how good a team we are. And I was a bit worried that, given the scoreline at half-time, the heads could have dropped, and it would have been one of those games where we lose to provincial side when we really should have won. But thankfully, come the full-time whistle, that wasn't the case. We've got a big win and remain kind of in touch with AC Milan, who are leading the league at the moment.
I think a flop's quite hard to pick from that. I think the performance was pretty strong, other than maybe 15 minutes in the middle part of the second half where things went a bit flat. But if I'm pressed, it's between Perisic and Lautaro for me. I'm probably going to lean towards Lautaro, just because over the course of the week his performance has been a little bit disappointing. He looks a little bit rusty. His first touch is not quite there at the minute. He's not clinical. I think perhaps a little bit of a rest of 2 or 3 games might do him some good and slowly introduce him off the bench, a little bit like what Conte did today. He just looks a little bit off it for me. Chances missed during midweek prove that, and he came on today and he really didn't have any sort of impact at all. So Lautaro beats Perisic for me, so flop goes to Lautaro Martinez.